marching. Got to keep on moving on, keep going on. Got to keep on moving on.
You all can make it
in life.
You got to get focused.
Keep on moving.
Sky is the limit.
You got to get there. Keep moving. Keep marching on.
You can make it
in life.
You got to get focused.
Keep on moving.
Sky is the limit.
You got to get there. Keep moving. Keep marching on.
Keep on moving.
Keep moving. Keep marching on.
Hello there and a very warm welcome to Able Differently, where we continue to take charge. Did you know that in spite of how you are created, you're always meant to be happy in life and also to become a great individual too?
Though some people never live to see this dream come true, you should strive to see your own. I'm your host, Ruth Mweni.
And me, Mwangi Mbugwa.
Karibuni.
Keep moving, keep marching on.
Paul Mugambi, aka Mpofu No, lost his sight during his teen years. The reality of using a white cane and also to depend on others around him was so overwhelming. Nevertheless, he found hope where there was none. Take a look at that inspirational story.
Baba, ninasikia fimbo yako imekufanya maarufu. Nimebakia na mengi maswali, je, ina senses ama miracles?
He is known by many as a musician, but Paul Mugambi, whose stage name is Mpofu No, is also recognized by different titles, both locally and internationally.
Mugambi Paul are my official names. Musically, Mpofu No.
While it is true that a journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single step, his was not any different, and Mugambi calls his first venture into music while still in high school.
Tunaweza lemavu, tunaweza!
They say wine gets better as the years progress, and through the years, he has honed his musical skill, with his first song setting the pace for his present hit songs.
2011, I started recording music with a track called Never Never Ever Give Up, and it later followed some other tracks all about Shima kwa fimbo yangu.
Each and every composition he has done is well thought out with a target audience in mind and a message, which is the most important aspect of his music.
Mostly my songs are basically about issues of disability and inspirational music, and trying to change the perception or beliefs of people which persons have about persons' abilities, and relating it to real life experiences.
Mpofu No, as he is famously known, has worked very closely with his long-term friend and producer so as not to disappoint his fans.
To be a good producer, you have to be a good listener. You listen to your artist, it's like a doctor. A producer is like a doctor, so you listen to your artist, what they want, you try to get the picture of what they have in their mind.
Having worked with Mugambi for a long time now, he has with time learned to look at him as more than just a workmate.
Mugambi is a very fun person to work with because he's blind, yes, but when seated among other people or when working with him, you can't see the blindness in him. So he's very energetic.
The young and aggressive musician has slowly but surely created a name for himself despite his visual impairment, and managed to compose songs that have seen him rise to stardom.
Nakumbuka mwaka 97 tarehe 27 sitasahau, mwanga ukageuza ukawa giza, masira sikiza, kuna cha kuomboleza, Aisha ni burudani. Niko fiti ile fiti mpaka kunata na biti ya BK Flavor. Akikole nifundisha kutumia yangu fimbo. Wewe ndiye mwalimu, maneno yako matamu, pia ukiongeza na lako tabasamu. Binapo tuwapiga zao bao.
Before delving into the world of music, Mugambi had been a student at the Kenyatta University, and it was while he was there that his passion for music was nurtured.
I started while young, but seriously I started when I was in campus, Kenyatta University, participating in the cultural week activities and participation in the choirs there, here and there.
While at the university, Mugambi pioneered certain projects that made the institution more accessible to those with various physical challenges.
University is a place whereby I put into practice advocacy skills and negotiating skills with the administration as a student leader. First of all, I served as a student leader and was able to bring the agenda for persons with disabilities, discussing also the strategic plan of the university to include disability mainstreaming as an agenda, and that's why Kenyatta University currently is one of the is very proud and leading in terms of accessibility, physical accessibility.
As a visually impaired person, it is inevitable not to escape discrimination, as it is part of the challenges he has to overcome.
Some of your friends disappeared, so you have to really to change the world now since things have happened.
He also played a major role in the existence of the KU radio station while he was still a student there.
Back then I had started a radio called Comrade FM. It was illegal, but at the end of the day, the university bought the idea, and that's why they have now KU FM.
Mugambi has managed to bag awards for his tireless efforts in the advocacy of persons with disabilities.
I won several awards back in the university for that track for HIV/AIDS. I think I was the best in the category for music, awarded by I Choose Life back then. Back also then I was awarded the best student in special needs education.
While at it, he also takes part in other related events that are directly or indirectly associated with persons with disabilities, and also noble causes such as donation of blood whenever necessary. They say experience is the best teacher, and out of his own personal experience, an organization that helps those able differently secure jobs was born.
This was a drive back in 2007, 2008 there, when I applied for a job somewhere in a telecom industry. I want to mention names. And I had a bad experience of being discriminated and being denied the opportunity. So what I did, I promised to sue the company that time. Good luck, the company, I had taken that issue to the Kenya National Human Rights Commission, and it happened, the CEO of that company was attending a function. He was told a story about me. So after listening to that story, the CEO decided to say, we shall employ persons with disabilities. Now that Telecom currently has employed many persons with disabilities.
The time, date and year when his sight was snatched away from him still remains drastically ingrained in his mind to date.
It was in 1997, 27th October, Monday, 4:36 p.m. when I had just moved out of class and I was passing by. Some persons were busy boxing each other and I was caught up in the fight. My eyes were knocked and I fainted. I saw all the colors in the world: purple, blue, orange, pink, etc. Later I was rushed to the hospital where I got wrong medication, and life started a new chapter whereby I slept asking God, why me, why not that? But with the belief in prayers and hope that things will be okay, I became blind.
It was a difficult time for Mugambi, but more so for his family, who went out of their way to see it that their son retained his sight.
It was very hard to really see this person who had a little bit of eyesight, was able really to see, but right now he's totally blind. They tried all means to make sure that I see. They took me to many places, even to be prayed for, to the witch, to everywhere. I've gone all those places, people thinking that it will change, but they didn't know that maybe God had the extra plan that this person should become blind so that he can change the world through that.
Although his predicament left him visually impaired, he wouldn't change his current state for anything in the world.
Seeing to me is not a priority. And he was asked by God, if I want to see today, I'll tell him, God, I'm very comfortable being blind.
The man he is today is as a result of the love and support he received from his family, and urges parents with children of special needs not to give up on their children.
Parents, explore the potential of the child. What they can do, if they can do some particular thing, explore that opportunity and the potential, let them do it. It does not matter how long it will take, but in case this child is supported and determination is put in place, they shall make it.
In the quote of the day, we take a look at Robert Hensel saying that goes, "We are the true architects of our lives, and only us as individuals carry within us the true inner ability to actually help us change the blueprints." What's your take?
I think we are the people who can make the change that we want to make in life. We should not wait for other people to come and make change in us. We have the ability to make ourselves who we want to be in the future, and also change other people's lives and attitude about ourselves.
True, because they say change starts with me and you. Because whatever you want to actually change in life, you can only change it because you believe in it. Viewers, we take a short break. We'll be right back with this and more. Don't go too far.
Keep moving, keep marching on. Keep moving, keep marching on.
Honorable Timothy Wanyonyi was born able-bodied like any other person until a fateful day in 1998 when a robbery incident left him paralyzed. After the incident, he was treated in Kenya and abroad, and it's at this time that he realized that something needed to be done about paralytic patients.
When I was taken to Brussels in Belgium for treatment, I went to a rehab center because I had already been treated here in Nairobi. And when I went to Brussels, I ended up in a rehab center, which is not even a hospital. It's just a place where you find people who will just take you to a room and talk to you, who will take you through physiotherapy experience to teach you how to exercise your muscle or how to move around on a wheelchair, just simple things like that. And when I went there, actually within a span of 2 months, I had been prepared to come back and go back to work, and also take up my roles as a father, as a husband, as a professional, to continue with my life.
His life turned around, and this new experience led him to realize the plight of patients with spinal injuries.
Many times, people who are traumatized by these injuries, for example, in an accident, on a road traffic accident, where somebody has had a spinal injury, and in the hospital you are told you'll never walk again. That's information or news to somebody. It's so devastating that many people, very few people will come out of that depression. And normally that depression is a killer. In fact, it's a bigger killer than any other disease.
Challenged to make a difference for paraplegic patients, he joined other like-minded persons to lobby for the construction of the first spinal injury hospital in Eastern Africa through the Kenya Paraplegic Organization.
A rehabilitation center is a place where people who are traumatized by various conditions, having been in an accident, having gone through a very serious life-threatening experience. And sometimes when you go to the normal hospital, they will treat the injury, they will treat you for what you have suffered, but they never treat your mind. They never give you back that experience that has really affected your psychological operation. So when you come to a rehab center, you find people who are specially trained that will work on your mind, that will prepare you, that when you leave hospital, in your new condition, you can go out and fit in the society. You can go out there and accept yourself and move on.
The Bring Back Zach campaign was organized with them as the vision carriers, and Kenyans supported the worthy cause.
This center is not about Tim Wanyonyi. This center is not about Zach. This center is not about anybody as an individual. It's about a collective effort of Kenyans. It's only that we are the vision carriers. We are the ones who came up with the vision of building a rehabilitation center. And when we had mooted this vision, we needed somebody to give us some a push to move on. That's why we looked for a way, how do we raise money for this center? And we went out and looked for partners, and we found Safaricom, and Safaricom came in handy and said, yes, we can help you raise money using their mobile technology. And that's how then we looked for they looked for people who work with them, who style up this campaign as Bring Zach Back Home.
After raising about 73 million of the 250 million required, construction began, and now they are on the verge of completing the first phase, with the hospital expected to serve up to 150 patients.
We want to finish this center and continue with the other phases, because when this place is finished, it will be housing over 150 patients, those who will be admitted here. If they're admitted and is fully booked, it's 150 patients. And that's not a very small facility, as you can realize. And we know very well that the challenges are there, but I know with support from Kenyans, we will be able to, we will make it. If we proceed with the program we have, this center should be in operation by early next year. Because as you can see, we are just doing the finishing. And right now we have one of the partners who have come on board, Chandaria Foundation, and they are going to give us some funds which will help us finish this center. Actually, they have already made commitments, and we have already even signed the agreement that they are going to sponsor us with 30 million.
Honorable Timothy Wanyonyi is no ordinary member of parliament either. His journey into politics began in 2007 when he was nominated as a councillor.
In the last election, I was nominated as a councillor at Nairobi City Council. I served for 5 years, and after 5 years, I knew I needed to do something different from what I was doing at City Hall.
After soul searching, he decided to challenge himself, hence vied for the Westlands parliamentary seat.
I went soul searching because I was wondering whether I should wait to be nominated to parliament or I should go into the direct elective position. And that's when I decided I would like to serve the people of Westlands, and I am a resident of Westland. I have so much that is at my heart within the Westlands constituency. I know the issues, I know the really problems within Westlands, and that's why I came to this position.
Campaigning was not easy for him, being on a wheelchair, but he eventually succeeded.
When I made my decision that I want to become a member of parliament, I talked to my family, I told them, and of course the challenges